Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it. Hi, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And thank you for being here in Soul Talk. And I wanted to talk to you about the ego. And even if I had so many clients that have told me, hey, can you cut the contracts with the ego? Can you eradicate the ego? And they are so afraid of the ego. The ego was created for us, and when we were in the time of the dinosaurs, because it was the survival mode. It was for we survive. And it was very, very important in that time because or else the dinosaurs were gonna eat us. But that was eons ago for us. It was too long ago. We have evolved. We don't live in caves. We live in houses. Our life it is very, very different than then. But the ego is still in control. And the point of this, it is that we are in control of ourselves, of our lives. And I've been talking with many people, and this is what I teach all the time to my students, how to become the observer. Being the observer means that you're going to remove the judgment of whatever situation or person you are living in. Because in the moment you put judgment, you get hooked. So becoming the observer of your own thoughts and your own emotions, you're in control over your life. So that is very, very important for you to understand. Because if you want to control your ego, you have to become the observer of your own thoughts and your own emotions. Because the ego is going to come in into your thoughts. It's not going to present itself in person. It is part of you, like your hand. You cannot cut it up, your hand, because you're going to need your hand. And the ego, it is a part of you. We all have our ego. It doesn't matter who it is in this plane. We all have our ego as we have our higher self at the same time, or our divine self, whatever you want to call it. We all have that too. And you don't want to cut that connection with your higher self or divine self. You don't want to do that. The same applies for the ego. Because the ego, in a way, it is a tool that it was given to us, yes, in the time of the survival, because we wanted to keep ourselves alive. But now our ego has evolved, and in a way, it is marking us every time that something it is triggering us. Who will trigger you? It was your ego. Your ego is like, oh, do you see that person is not looking well at you? Or what they're saying is an insult. Or do you remember your childhood? Or your ego's always gonna try to remind you. I have my notes here, guys, so I don't forget everything that I wanted to tell you. So the ego is gonna always remind you about your mistakes and your failures that you had in the past. So the ego like control. The ego do not like changes. So every time that you're gonna go in a new move, new change, new life, new career, new whatever you wanted to do, new project, even as a painter, they're gonna tell you, no, you have to finish that painting first. They're like, yes, but I've been working with that painting for a year and it is perfect. No, do you see that shadow? And that's how we get stuck as a painters. But that applies also in our regular life at the same time. So if we actually become the observer of our own thoughts and emotions, we can realize, oh, that person is triggering me because it reminds me someone in my childhood or my ex-marriage or my past relationship or whatever it is. And your ego is going to mark it down. And if you use that as a tool, not as your enemy, just as a tool, it's going to help you to actually put attention. It's like, oh, I have not thought about my childhood in that way. And that person that I'm meeting now doesn't have to do anything with my childhood. In fact, I don't even knew that person in my childhood. But that is going to help you to actually start working with yourself, because obviously if someone is presenting itself as a mirror image of your childhood, you still have work to do in that part of your childhood. So that's important that we can see. If your ego is always going to try to manipulate you, trying to control you, trying to instigate fears, because like I mentioned before, the ego do not like changes. So you need to be aware what is the intentions behind of, do you see that person? You should not like that person because it reminds you of your aunt so and so, or your cousin so and so, or your siblings, or whatever it is. So you need to be aware when you're rejecting someone or attacking someone, because then your ego's in control. I heard it a while back. Someone was explaining in this way. This is doesn't come from me. And they were saying it is like you having your car, and your car has new tires, full tank, and you says, I'm gonna go. And you get into your car. And your ego still, oh, how about if we go shopping? Or how about if we go and do this? Or how about if we go party? Or we get drunk? Or we get this? Or we get that? And you have so many old ideas. But you have to question yourself, okay, what are my priorities? What do I really want to do? Not your ego. So who is going to be in the control of your car? The car is a metaphor of your own life. So who do you want to be in control over your life? The government, your ego, your parents, your friends? Who? Your husband, your kids? Who of your life? So put attention to those details that are very important, because this is your life and you want to be in control over that. So always look the intentions, even of other human beings, when there's being so nice, so kind. What is behind? I'm not denying that there are people that give you love just because they like to give love, but not everybody. A lot of people has a private agenda, like your ego. Even when you're channeling, even when you're channeling, not every single being that they come has the good agenda that is for your highest good. So you have to become the observer. So like that, you know, oh, what is the private agenda of this being that I wanted to channel? And becoming the observer is a very powerful tool that is gonna help you to be in control of reacting in a different way, of getting out even of a depression, or getting the solution of something. So it is important. And just remember that the fix is become the observer, remove the judgments of the situation, just observe. You go outside and see a beautiful sunset, you're just observing it. You don't say, oh, why do you have more red over there, more blue over here, more white over there? You're just observing the beautiful sunset or the sunrise. That it is the observer. You're just observing the situation, not trying to change it or modify it. And that it is also hand by hand what it is unconditional love. Unconditional love is not trying to change or modify anything. Just observe. You just love because it is love. Just exactly when you're seeing a sunset or a sunrise, you're just feeling the ecstasy is like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Or this is, you're in awe of that place. You're not trying to change it or modify it. And that, bring that to inside of you. Bring that inside of you because it is on you. And it's a matter of choice. You go into the judgment games or not. So don't let the ego control your life. Use it as a tool. I tell many of my students and clients is that, you know what, when you the ego, thank God, is very obedient. Is because it listens to you. When I hear the ego telling me, "Oh, you're getting too ugly. It doesn't matter how much makeup you put. You look ugly and old and whatever." You can hear those voices. All of us, we have those voices that will pull us down, or the voices that pick us up. That's your divine self. Every single human being have it, even if they don't wanna talk about it. They don't wanna say nothing about it, but they still have them. So when you hear those voices, they're putting you down in that moment, or you're trying to get a solution for a problem, and your ego is just intervening and say, yes, but then you're not going to earn much, or that person didn't even like you. No, 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 no. And you hear all those negative voices to get to the solution or get where I want to go, or not feeling ugly and old, even if I am. It's not the business of the ego. What I do, I tell my ego, go and take a walk. And if I'm driving and I'm getting frustrated with the drivers, and my ego, oh, you saw how that one just cut you off and things like that, because the ego will mark those parts. Instead of getting in a car accident and getting into a fight driving, what I do is I send the ego to the back. It's like, go and sit down over there and stay quiet. And it do. You don't have to believe me what I'm saying. You don't, but try it, because it always works. It always works. All my clients and students that I tell them this, they are like, oh my God, he really listen. Yes, you do. So take that advantage. Name it in your ego. Oh, Juanito is telling me to go and get into a fight. It's like that. I just name Juanito my ego, or things like that. Name it however you want. I don't, it doesn't matter. But like that, you take it like a separate entity from you, that you're not letting yourself control, manipulate, or instigate fear. And you can have a more clear head when you want to create changes in your life. And this is, later on, you want to start channeling to the higher realms. This tool is very important, becoming the observer. Why? Because you will know if there is an agenda behind or not, or it's just your ego, or a being of lower frequency. You choose what you're gonna do. I hope this advice helped you. And I having the membership from Path to the Heart, that it goes in 3 levels. In the first level, I teach you how to become the observer, and also how to have your ego use it as a tool, because there are many games that the ego play with us, and we just need to know what game we're playing. So like that, we know the rules of the game. You're not gonna play poker without knowing how to play poker. The same applies for the games of the ego in our life. So if you're interested in my membership, we have it in English and Spanish, but right now we have it a waiting list, because right now they're running both of them, and there's a waiting list. So if you're interested, just contact me. I will be putting the links down below this video. And if this helped you, please share it with your friends. Everybody needs to know how to control their ego and be the conductor of the driver of your own car, of your own life. And that is very useful too, I believe so, because that's one of the tools, the first tools that I learned how to use for myself. And I hope this helped you. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a like and comment if this was helpful for you. Thank you. That will help me in the algorithms. I will appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is Monica Ramirez. Hi, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And I would like to invite you to Master Channeling program that is going to start on September 5th, 2024. And in this program, you're going to learn how to trans-channel, how to do automatic writing, light language, art channeling at the same time, how to receive transmitted messages through telepathy, and develop many of your gifts. If you want to learn more, it is a program of 12 weeks, and we're going to start soon. So just book a call with me. Thank you so much. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love.